Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you pretty much how to get this look, but I'm really just reviewing 4 new beauty products for you guys. The first one is this Dior Forever Foundation. Then I also have the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer, the Wander Beauty Mile High Club Volume and Length Mascara, and then, sorry, my hair is really poofing out right now. What is going on with this piece? And then finally, the Morphe Artistry palette in the shade 9B Bronzed Babe. So I'm going to be showing all these products, showing me applying these 4 products, and at the end I'll kind of give you my final thoughts on my first impressions and how I feel about them. So if you want to see this makeup look and my review of these 4 products, then please keep watching. To start out, I have my skin primed with my Tatcha The Silk Canvas Primer, which I've been wearing every single day, and I think it really helps keep my skin clear, even though right now I have 4 big breakouts, but that's okay. I'm also going to use my damp Morphe sponge as my beauty blender today. And let's jump in with the first product. This is the Dior Forever 24-Hour Wear High Perfection Skin Carrying Foundation with sunscreen. It has SPF 35, and I have mine in the shade 0N. So I'm hoping that this is a good color match for me. It looks a little light, but I just bought it online, and I did the little thing on the Sephora app where you can select another foundation that's a good match, and it kind of estimates a color. So I'm just starting out with 1 pump. Okay, and this is going to be a several pump situation. I can already tell. Okay, that just pretty much disappeared, and I don't really see a whole lot, so let's get a few pumps going here. And if the light's a little off, I'm sorry, I'm recording this early in the morning before work, so there's not the best natural light, but with the lights from the room, it was too discolored and weird. So I'm still in front of my window, but it's a little dull outside. Okay, so this is blending in really beautifully and looks really natural. I was under the impression that this had a more full coverage matte effect. Let me get the box. Okay, so I guess this isn't more full coverage and matte like I thought, but I'm actually really liking how it's looking, and it's blending in really nicely. I also think this color match is perfectly fine. I'm just gonna go in with 2 full more pumps for my cheeks because there's a lot of breakouts going on there, and this is really just kind of blending into nothing. It feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't have a smell at all, which I was worried about because I think fragrance is one of the ingredients, which I usually tend to avoid because it can irritate your skin, and it definitely usually irritates mine because I have pretty sensitive breakout prone skin. But I'm gonna finish blending this in and then give you guys my final thoughts. So the foundation is all blended in, and I'm actually super pleased with the finish of it. I think it's super natural and skin-like. I think it blended really, really nicely. I think that you can layer this up. So I ended up using 6 pumps total. So I think when I switched the camera off from recording, I was up to 5 pumps. And then I added 1 more pump and just kind of blended it all over the face just because I like a little bit more coverage. And if I'm wearing a full-on foundation, I want to have a full coverage look. So I ended up doing that. I think it has a nice natural finish. This is probably the most natural looking, skin-like looking foundation I've ever applied, actually, because I feel like right now I could just go outside and this is looks like skin. Usually you put on foundation, it kind of just looks like you have foundation on top of your skin, and this, maybe it's just a really good color match. Hopefully you can see on camera, there's kind of a shadow under my neck, but it's a pretty good color match in person, and I'm just really happy with the finish. So moving on, I'll quit blabbing to the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. This is creaseless, soft matte with hyaluronic acid and oil free. So I have this in the shade Snow, which I believe is the lightest one. And I swatched this last night and it looked really light, but I think it will end up being perfect to brighten under the eyes. So I'm not gonna do or am I? I'll try to apply some here. So we'll start with that. Oh my gosh, on camera that looks like so much. Okay, so we're gonna blend this out with the Beauty Blender and see what's up. So this is definitely really light. Definitely a little too light, but we'll recover, don't worry. So the concealer is blended out. It's definitely a little bit too light for my liking. I'm kind of over the brightening concealer vibe, but I'm gonna go ahead and set it with my Laura Mercier just basic translucent powder, and I'm just gonna take this on a little Real Techniques setting brush. I'm just gonna make sure there's no creases before I go in and set it. Okay, I think set, it really kind of took down the brightness of the concealer a little bit, and I'm really liking the look so far. Sorry that if this lighting isn't good. It's really hard to tell in the viewfinder, but I feel like it's just like a little dull because it's like the morning light. But I'm gonna go ahead and set with my MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in the shade Light Plus, which I'm running desperately low of, and I actually haven't been using this that often, but I really like to use this powder when I'm testing new foundations, just because this is probably like my all-time favorite holy grail powder, so I can really get a good feel for how the foundation wears and looks when I use this powder, just because I'm so familiar with it and I know it can give a really good long wearing nice finish to my skin. So I won't fault the foundation or fault the powder for something that's the foundation's issue, because I just know this powder is so good. Okay, so foundation is mostly set. I'll come in a little closer just so that you guys can see the finish on my skin a little bit. I actually love this. In person, this looks super beautiful. I'm hoping that it really is 24-hour wear like it says on the foundation packaging, but right now it looks absolutely beautiful. I really love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off my face makeup, and then we'll come back to try out the Morphe palette and the Wander Beauty mascara. All right, face makeup is done. So now I'm gonna move on to eyes, and this is the Morphe 9B Bronzed Babe Artistry palette. It's one of the ones that has 9 shades in it. I got this online from Ulta, and I'm gonna start out with this shade this shade right here, which is Hang 10, and I'm just gonna take this on my Sigma E40 fluffy brush and just get this on as my crease color. Since I already applied foundation or concealer and powder to my eyelids, they are primed and ready to go. And I'm just going straight in with this kind of like transition shade. And then I'm gonna take this Morphe M505 brush, which I got, and I was hoping that this was gonna be a replacement for my Sigma E40, but as you can tell, it's this one. It's a little bit more pointed and I guess smaller and more precise. So I'm gonna take this with a different shade. I think I'm gonna go in for this one, which is called Now Boarding, and just take a little tiny bit. These shadows are really pigmented and pretty dark. So I'm just gonna kind of try to keep this really low in my crease because I don't want this to get too smoky. It's just like a regular daytime worky makeup look. And then I'm just doing a little bit in the outer corner here as well. And I've actually used this shade right here, which is Volcano, before, but it's a lot darker. And like I said, I'm just going to work after this. So I'm just gonna stick to these 2 shades, I think. And I've also tried pretty much all the glitters except for this Midnight Dip one, and they're all really beautiful, but I haven't used the Sunnies all over the lid yet. So I think that's what I'm going to do today. I just need to find a brush. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to apply that with this little just dense shader brush and see what happens. Oh, that has pretty good like pigment payoff actually. I applied the more like reddy orangey one called Vacay with my finger yesterday, and it gave really nice like shimmery color payoff. Now that I have the shimmer on there, I'm just gonna go ahead and go back with my first fluffy brush and blend everything out. And I know this isn't a groundbreaking eyeshadow look, it's pretty much exactly the same as what I always do, but I mostly wanted to review kind of the pigment and color payoff of these shades. I think they're super pigmented. I think there's great color payoff. I really like kind of like the warm toned, bronzy vibes of this palette. I think it's super beautiful. I think it's a good palette to pack with to travel. The only thing I don't like is there's not like a matte tan shade in here or just like a less shimmery tan shade. This one's really glittery, and I kind of like to have like either a subtle sheeny eyeshadow or just like a matte tan eyeshadow that I can put all over to kind of set my eyelids if I'm doing my eye makeup first, but you can always just set with your like regular face powder, of course. But I think these have really great color payoff. As you can see, I think the shimmer is really nice. I think for $12 for 9 eyeshadows, this is a great price point and great quality. I don't think anything groundbreaking, and I do think that these are a little bit, they blend really nicely. They're just a little bit more difficult to blend, if that makes sense. Now for mascara, I have the Wander Beauty Mile High Club Volume and Length Mascara, which is like the newest hot trend in mascara. The packaging is beautiful, nice and gold, really just nice. And the wand is actually really small, if you can see that. And I'm gonna try it out, and I didn't put any eyeliner on, so hopefully we can see the full effect of this mascara. Okay, so this is after one quick coat, and I think it's really lengthening. I tend to like something a little bit more volumizing than this, but I think if I layer up some coats, it's gonna look nice. I think on camera they look nice and long. So I'm gonna keep applying this and then be right back once I have enough layers on. So I went ahead and finished applying the mascara. I did several more coats, and this is about as good as it could get. It's really lengthening. Hopefully that's picking up on camera, but I just personally tend to like a more volumizing mascara, but so far it looks really beautiful. And if this doesn't transfer, I could still see this as my everyday mascara. I think it looks really beautiful. I like how the whole makeup look came out. I think the concealer and the foundation ended up being really nice color matches for me. I really like this eyeshadow palette already. It's just really beautiful and like my everyday vibe, but I just really like the Morphe shadows. I don't really work with Morphe shadows a whole lot, so I was really like surprised and happy about how like nice they applied. Anyway, this is the finished makeup look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed these quick reviews of all the products. The Dior Forever foundation I definitely loved. This is like honestly the most skin-like foundation I think I've ever applied. I think it went on really beautiful. Downsides are it's really pricey, and it took me 6 full pumps to get a good payoff with my beauty blender. I think if maybe I had used a brush, it would be less, and maybe that is a better way to go with this. Let me know, you guys, if you have tried this foundation and if you think a brush or beauty blender is better, or if there's another good way to apply it. But overall, the like finish of it is super beautiful. The color is really nice, and it just seriously was really skin-like and beautiful. So really was a big fan of that. The Jouer concealer, on first try, I'm not super impressed. I think the color was just a tad too light for me, but I remember swatching this in store and thinking that the next shade was really like dark and that all the other ones were way too dark. So I think this is probably the best match from me. I think on camera it looks a little bit different. In person it looks okay, but I don't really find that it really concealed my dark circles very well. I think you can still definitely see them. I think some other concealers that I tend to reach for on a daily basis just hide the dark circles a little better. This was more of like a brightening concealer, so maybe for a day when I'm going for more of like just a lighter coverage look, even though it's supposed to be kind of a full coverage concealer, it did kind of sheer out quite a bit under my eyes. But looking in the viewfinder right now and in the mirror in person, I really like the overall effect. So I think I do like this concealer. I think it's just something that I need to try a few more times, maybe with different setting powders that'll come out different. You know the drill, but I don't think this is something you need to run out and buy. I'm still a really big fan of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer at the moment. Finally, this Morphe Artistry palette. I had actually used it a couple times before this video just because it came a few days before I was intending to film this, because I had to wait for my Sephora order with the other 3 products. But I really like this. I think Morphe shadows are great bang for your buck. It's a nice full-size 9 shadows for only $12. Also, there's a lot of sales going on right now. I got a few Ulta coupons in the mail, things like that, so I think you can get it at an even like cheaper price. And again, this is 9B Bronzed Babe, but there's tons of different color variations of this. There was actually another one I saw in Ulta that I probably should have gotten that was a little bit more cool toned browns that I think I would have actually liked more, but I still really like this. I think I'm going to be reaching for this for my everyday shadows for quite a while to come. And then the Wander Beauty Mile High Club Volume and Length Mascara. I would definitely say this is more of just a length mascara, not a volume mascara. But again, super beautiful. And if this doesn't transfer, this is easily my everyday mascara. The packaging is beautiful, and I just really want to like it because it's so shiny and wonderful. All right, guys, and that's it for my trying new makeup products video. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of makeup tutorial review of a few products. I was super excited to try that foundation especially, and that mascara. So hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing these mini reviews. Let me know if there's any products that you want me to review or anything that you think I should try. I love hearing from you guys. As always, I'm also uploading 2 days a week, so please subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss my next video, and thank you so much for watching.